This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Rowdy podcast.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Outside the Round with me, Matt Burrill. Today, a very special guest, a young lady who I have not seen in a while because she has been out there crushing it, doing the damn thing. Was on the road this past season, been down in Texas, been working on some stuff out in L.A. We got our girl Cassidy Daniels. So good to see you.
Hi. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad to be back. I always love yapping with y'all. So
Yeah, it's been too damn long. I'm trying to think of the last time I saw you.
I feel like I popped into a Rowdy show recently. I saw you at Charlie's thing.
At Charlie's thing,
Charlie's thing. And yeah, that might have been the last
So
time.
it was back,
Was you there or was Nikki
no,
there?
so
I don't remember.
So Nikki was there. So Aaron and I were on vacation when we did that benefit.
Y'all went somewhere.
So it had to be somewhere back in the fall, maybe.
Unless around Christmas.
Fall or winter, probably around Christmas time.
Yeah.
But
I missed the Christmas party. I was so bummed.
I know, but for good reason, because you've had a lot of cool things going on, girl.
Yeah, I have. I missed Butt Rock Night, too, and I'm sad about that. I'm still mad about that.
Grace Tyler did bring me to life to
She
justice.
did? Did she crush it?
She did great.
She
did great.
That's
Clayton
exactly
Shea
who needed to do
did the wake me up callback parts from off stage. I handed the microphone. I was like, "Hey, do this." He was like, "Okay," and they nailed it. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love him for that. That's so funny. I could just see her just wake me up.
Yes. Yeah, it was perfect.
I love it.
But yeah, so 2026 seems to be off to a pretty big start for you, huh?
Man, you ain't lying. Yeah. It doesn't seem like a fast start for me because to me everything began when the road ended, which to most people that's December when it ended, but for me we wrapped that show and I knew what happened since April 4th.
Wow, so there were 7 months in between.
Yeah, and I mean I sat on my hands and bit my tongue till it bled, trying not to tell people what happened and what the outcome was, because we all knew, but it was, the hardest secret I've ever had to keep. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, and I remember when you were telling Nikki and I about going on that show and going out on the road and doing that thing and watching you on TV. First of all, thank you for repping the Raised Rowdy hats.
Of course.
My mind was blown when I saw that, but two, it was so great to see you in the spotlight and getting the love for your musical talent and your personality that we've known about for a long time, but to see the world and to see guys like Keith Urban and Blake Shelton and Taylor Sheridan and the folks that you were out there with, the other contestants, like just seeing you shine was so awesome.
Oh my gosh, thank you. It felt really good, honestly. It was everything that I needed. It was really reassuring to me being around all those folks, especially like Keith and Blake and Gretchen and Taylor. Like, I just kind of realized in being around them a lot that their thought process is the same, if not super, super, super similar, the same as mine.
Yeah.
It kind of just reassured me, like, okay, yeah, I am cut out for this life. If they think like me and I think like them, then I'm doing all right.
Yeah. Now Gretchen Wilson's a hero for you.
Oh my God, yes.
Someone that everyone I'm sure sees a lot of similarities in. What was it like working with her? And that first time that you met her, you were like, "Hey, mom, hey sis," like she's literally, when you think of like the redneck woman, the girl that's all jacked up at the bar, like it's you, like you are a Gretchen Wilson.
Oh yeah, I literally. Oh my God. So I remember when we first found out that Gretchen was even going to be part of the show. I think she was a last minute addition and like could not have been a more perfect person to have. And I remember we were in Fort Worth already. We weren't even in Nashville. We were in the lobby of our hotel in Fort Worth, and we were fixing to go start rehearsing for the first show at Tannehill's. And we had our showrunner, a dear friend of mine, his name's Nino, and he was like, all right, he's got his little clipboard, and he was like, so we're going to go meet our tour manager. And I'm like, tour manager, what? And he goes, Gretchen Wilson. And I'm like, shut up. I was like, shut up. I mean, I cussed. I was like, shut up. And everyone's like, what? And especially the showrunner, he didn't know who Gretchen was. He was just like, oh, talent. And I'm like, I've been singing Redneck Woman since I was in my car seat. Probably ought not have been, but I was. And I remember that whole record of her leaning up against like the whatever it was, and then Gretchen Wilson that looked like in the Waffle House letters.
Yeah,
like, it was my favorite ever. And I listened to that record on repeat when I was a kid. And meeting her was she's exactly who you think she would be, except she has such a big heart. Like, people always think, you know, oh, she's crazy, she's trying to kill everybody all the time, whatever. No, she cared the most about all of us. She's so sweet and gave such good advice. I love her. I can't say enough good things.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you went very far in the show. You finished in the top 3 with 2 other good friends, mutual friends of ours, Adam Sanders and Channing Wilson. And it seemed like all you guys got along very well on the show.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think it was non-scripted reality TV.
Yeah.
Which it was. Because, I mean, truly, you really didn't know what any of us was going to say at any given time. But the thing about that, though, is I think, like, non-scripted reality TV naturally wants to pit people against each other, especially in a competition show. And, yeah, we, like, bickered like siblings every now and then, you know. I mean, we were out for 11 weeks with each other. So, I mean, we'd bicker and we'd, you know, whatever, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, we're like family. We love each other like family. And still now, since the show's over, we're each helping each other. Like, I'm writing a song with Channing this week.
Nice.
Like, I just like reposted. Adam just dropped a Bible in a House Fire, which is one of my favorite Adam Sanders songs. And I'm like sharing it because we love each other, and they would do the same for me. So it was, couldn't have asked for a better first cast.
Yeah, and honestly, as someone who works in the music industry, I loved how the show was shot and then how it was released.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up watching the American Idols with my mom and all of her friends and all the daughters, and then all the brothers would come over to the house, and me and the brothers would kind of screw around and mess around on the nights that it would come on, but the moms and daughters were really into it. So, like, I remember watching the American Idols and seeing The Voice and seeing all the different shows, but to see it unfold the way it did with The Road and actually going on tour and having to perform in front of a live audience like that, and the crowd having the votes, and Keith and Blake and Gretchen all being there as mentors, like, it was one of my favorite of the music reality shows.
Yeah, there's
that I've
nothing
seen.
like it. Like, there is nothing like it. I tried out, so fun fact, I tried out for American Idol, and I got sent to Hollywood like in October before I went out for The Road. So, like, this was in October, and I was, you know, waiting at, like, this hotel in Nashville to go sing for Carrie, Lionel, and Luke. And I did, and it was fine, and it was, like, I, like, barely made it to Hollywood Week by the skin of my teeth. And I remember thinking, like, okay, I'm not some 18-year-old kid that's not been through the ringer, you know, of country music and of the music industry. Like, I'm not just an amateur. Like, everything in my soul about that was just screaming no.
Yeah.
And I got a call from a good friend of mine, Andrea Von Forrester, and she calls me and she's like, hey, there's a show happening called The Road. I think it is a perfect fit for you. Would you like to do it? And at that time, I was, like, literally gearing up to go to Hollywood Week in American Idol. And everything in my soul was just like, get out of American Idol, go do this. So I did, because I'll be damned if I don't listen to my gut no more.
Yeah.
And I went out to, I think, Burbank in February, and I did these, like, executive callbacks. And I remember it was literally this time last year. I was at Waste Management in Arizona. I was probably hammered, and I get a call from, like, this Hollywood number, and I'm like, oh shit. And they're like, hey, this is so-and-so producer from The Road. We just want to let you know, we think America needs to see more of you. Congratulations, you're on The Road. And I was like, no way! Like, I was like, what? And then I went and partied my ass off at Waste Management, and then went back to start filming in Nashville, like, a week later.
Yeah. And you talk about you're someone that's been through the ringer. You've been doing, I know your backstory, but a lot of the folks watching and listening to this probably don't. Like, talk about coming up here at a young age and kind of how your story of coming to Nashville and then later moving here, and you're someone that's had deals and done. You've grown up like a lot of kids, they grow up in high school, but, like, you grew up in music
I grew
high
up
school.
in the industry.
Yeah, you really did.
Truly. I think aside from not having a parent that's in the industry already, I'm pretty solid of, like, literally I've been doing this over half my life. And I mean, it started off when I was, like, 12 years old. I was playing in little dive bars down in Florida. There wasn't no country bars down there at the time, and if there were, like, I couldn't get in. So I played the blues bars, I played the rock bars, I played Bruce Rossmeyer's Harley Davidson in Daytona. Like,
Yeah.
I played all these wild ass venues, and I fronted all these bands, and I moved to Nashville finally when I was, like, 16 or 17. my mom kept running out of reasons to keep me with her in Florida because she was like, well, you know, go ahead and finish high school. I finished high school early. She's like, well, get some college under your belt. I got some college under my belt, and I was off to the races, and I'll never regret coming here so young, because the truth is, and it's an ugly truth, you've got to get started so much younger as a female artist, because our window of opportunity is a little bit different than the guys. So I knew that if I didn't start, you know, making my name known right then and there, it was going to be a harder road for me in the long run. So I come up here, I worked all the jobs, retail, bakeries, this, that, and the third, and then I played on Broadway at night, and I wrote songs during the day. And Liz Rose, who had been my mentor since I was like 14, finally was like, all right, we're going to do a deal with you. We're going to sign you as a songwriter and see what happens. And I mean, they've been in my corner forever, since I was like 14.
Yeah.
So I've stuck with the people that stuck by me, with y'all too. I mean, y'all are a big part of my journey too, just in giving me a platform to play and shows to play. There's not a lot of full band shows in Nashville.
Yeah.
And I get to do y'all's and invite industry people here, and industry people love y'all too. So it's like,
Well,
clicks.
appreciate you saying that. I love telling people the story of how you and I met, and Nikki T for that matter, because
It's a great
I had
story.
heard your name before, but hadn't had the chance to see you play. Like, I know you'd been playing rounds around town, and back then you had your you had like your Puckett's gig and like
Yeah.
different things. Shout out Puckett's.
Shout
I
out to
still,
Puckett's.
I've still got that gift card, by the way. I've still got that
I'm
gift
dead.
card. I got to use that at
They
some
used
point.
to give me a gift card every time I played, and I used to literally play there to eat.
Yeah.
Like, so I
Play
did.
for a meal.
And so I had a million gift cards, and I gave Matt one.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's still in my wallet right now, right here. But we were down at the Key West Songwriters Festival. This had to be, what, 2021?
Yeah.
2022?
First year after COVID or something like that.
Yeah, so that would have been 21. And you were playing on a round at Irish Kevin's with my good friends, with Trey Lewis, who I was working with at the time, and Ella Langley. And as the round started, there was a fight in the front row between these drunk middle-aged women.
The Cougs, man.
The Cougars, Trey was egging it on. Like, it was just chaos. And I remember hearing your voice and watching you on stage and watching how you handled that moment and being like, oh shit, who's this girl? And then from then on, it's been like family with you.
Oh my gosh, that was such a fun round, because it was fun. Because after that, I think I did some shows with Trey. I went
Yeah.
out and opened some, and I mean, Ella's just always been someone to look up to, also, because we're, you know, there's only so many girlies in the industry, and we
Yeah.
all got to stick together. And Ella's always been kind of like a little North Star for
Yeah.
all of us. And God, it's just so funny looking back at Irish Kevin's in Key West.
During it was like middle of the day too, or
Yeah.
maybe
Oh,
not
no,
middle of the day. It was like
late
later.
night.
It was later in the evening.
It was a late night, because I remember I was like, damn, it's a late show. It's going to be rowdy, because between me and Trey and Ella, I was like, oh, it's going to be so rowdy.
And that was, I think Trey had his stuff going on. Like, I think
Yeah.
he had just put out Single Again, and Ella had her deal going, and I think had been out with Randy, and you were doing your stuff with Liz Rose, and it was like, to see where all you guys are at now from and that place was packed. Like, that
Dude.
was one of the rounds that people could not miss. So.
Yeah, no wonder a fight broke out.
Yeah, it was cats. I remember standing there with Nikki T and being like, "Oh shit, this is wild. This is wild." And you've been camping with us. You've been to festivals with us.
Always.
Auburn Rodeo.
Ooh, Auburn Rodeo. Low-key kind of traumatic. Still so fun, though. Okay, fun fact. So, do you remember my song Whiskey Drinking Women?
Oh yeah.
So, speaking of our friends and people that we love, and speaking of like the road and everything, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this yet, but I'm going to anyways. I think we're putting out Whiskey Drinking Women with Gretchen Wilson and our friend Ashlyn Kraft.
Oh, sick.
And there's like, we're working it out. We're in the beginning stages of working it out, but everyone wants to do it. And I think it's just a matter of finding time and when we're going to do it. But I'm really excited about that. So it's going to
Yeah.
be so cool.
That is a staple Cassidy song. And I think it was episode 1, you sang Crazy Love, right?
Episode 1 was Crazy Love. And people don't know this. I sang Me and Bobby McGee too, but it got
Really?
cut from the show. We each did a cover and an original. And I was like, damn, I could have used Me and Bobby McGee for the last show, but whatever.
But that had to be such a cool feeling for them to be that behind one of your originals.
Oh my gosh. That night was crazy. The very first night at Tannehill's in Fort Worth, I was just like dancing around like la-di-da. It went like my incense and shit backstage, just in my own little world like I do. And we all got up and did our thing. And I remember I was like, fuck, that was electric. I got off stage. I was like, that's so cool. And I mean, I was just like, I opened for Keith Urban. This is sick. If I go home tonight, cool. I opened for Keith Urban. On to the next. And we came back, and Taylor Sheridan had prepared like this speech for us. It wasn't like a speech like on paper. He just had it in his brain. He comes walking out. He's got like this long, fabulous like pea coat on and Lucchese's and like a full ass glass of red wine. And he's telling us like all this advice about basically showbiz, baby. And he's like, you've got to be screwed up in the head to want this. It's got to really, really like be your number one thing. And he's just encouraging us. And all of us are kind of like, he's a real intimidating dude when you first meet him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like he's like sitting there and he's jacked too. So he's sitting there like this, like watching us. And I remember I'm singing Crazy Love. I'm like, oh my God. And he comes back, he gives us a speech, and he's going on, and he's like, you gotta be screwed up in the head to want this. You gotta want it that bad. And then he goes, and you, and points over at me, and I'm like, what? And he goes, my dear are a wonder. And he hugs me in front of like God and everybody. I'm like, hell yeah, I love this. And I mean, dude, he has been such a champion of me ever since.
Yeah, talk about working with a guy like him, because I first remember seeing him in Sons of Anarchy.
Oh my
God! I think he was the sheriff. I think his character was like Sheriff Hale or something. And obviously, what he's gone on to do in the creator role of the Yellowstone universe. I mean, Mayor of Kingstown's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Tulsa King's one. Like
Landman,
Landman, all of it. Like I'm deep into that Taylor Sheridan universe
gosh.
as a consumer. So what's it like getting to be around and call a guy like that a mentor and a friend?
Man, they call it the Taylorverse.
The Taylorverse. All right, I got it right.
Taylorverse,
yeah.
Man. There's just certain people on this earth that have like an undeniable star factor to them and like just a boss energy, and he's one of them. To me, I just look up to him for just his aura in general.
Yeah.
But also he's a good person too, and I know this from working on his shows. The Road was the first show that I've worked on with his, and I'll talk about in the second one later.
Yeah.
But you can tell, when you can tell that people are paid really well and do what they love, like.
Yeah.
It's an unheard of concept in the industry, but like here, anything that's Taylor's is all the employees are so happy. Everyone's so kind. Everyone's so welcoming. And on top of that, I don't know when that dude sleeps. He writes all of these shows.
Yeah. And Axe has
part Axe in them.
Axe in them, and has all these business stuff, all the business deals going on and the Paramount stuff. And I mean, he's got, like you said, like how does he find hours in a day? Like 5 minutes with a guy like that is hard to get.
Exactly. I think he's like a vampire because that dude's always writing. It is so just like fascinating to watch, and it's fascinating to talk to him one-on-one and like hear how his brain works, because his wheels are just turning all the time, and it's inspiring for someone like me because I'm a creative, in a different way that he is, but the process is all the same. Inspiration strikes and you just gotta take it and run with it. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about him and the people that work with him and for him. I mean, you just tell he treats his people really well, and that's what I'm about. So
yeah, and you're someone that's from a different world than he is.
Oh, it's crazy, but then also not really. I think he was born in North Carolina.
Oh, really?
I didn't know this, but yeah, he comes from kind of the same cloth that I'm cut from, and that's why it works.
Okay,
probably.
Yeah.
Because at first, when I first went into the road, I'm like, oh God, going to Hollywood, here we go. I was like, I'm always a little bit afraid of like Hollywood and that whole scene, but I'm gonna be real spoiled now because the only thing I've done in that world is Taylor Sheridan. So
yeah, right.
I'm like, man, it'll be hard for me to do anything else.
Yeah, and you were just out there, right?
I just wrapped filming on my second episode of Dutton Ranch, which is the Beth and Rip spinoff.
Sick.
I'm so excited. God, they're like the best ever. The whole cast is so incredibly kind. I've got like a bunch of songs on there, and I'm like singing all of them, and like Beth and Rip are like watching me, and I'm singing, and like Ed Harris comes up and sings with me. It's crazy. It's gonna be so fun.
You're like the girl in the bar that's performing.
I'm the bar singer.
You're the bar singer. You're the house band.
Yeah, straight up, I am. It's so funny. It's just so unbelievable to me. Even when I'm standing there, it's like unfathomable to think that, oh, these people that I see, I see Dutton or Yellowstone Ranch coffee in the grocery store. And those people are standing right in front of me watching me sing. Like, what is this?
Are you doing cover songs on there?
No,
or is it
I'm doing my original songs.
Oh, no
and
shit.
I do one cover. So I think I've got, as of right now, 5 originals on there, and then I have one cover.
Wow.
Yeah, you're telling me it's still, as I'm telling you right now, it's like hard to even believe.
And you're still the redneck meemaw, like living with her herd of animals with your zoo at the house out east of town. Like
I am.
You're still you, and you're getting to do all this crazy shit.
It's so, oh my God, it's so funny. I call my little house my little meemaw hobbit house.
Yes,
it's
it very much is. Can confirm.
It's a little like
can confirm.
hobbit house. There's trinkets everywhere. Like that's just, you walk in that house and you know exactly who lives in there. Like you're like, right. What will never not be funny to me is like anything that Taylor gets me for, he'll send a car to pick me up to bring me to the airport. And he like, oh my God, it's like the best boyfriend I've ever had. He'll send everything and take care of everything. I got to do nothing.
Your standards have gone
I'm
up,
like,
young lady.
I'm like, these crusty dusties don't stand a chance now. Because what's never not funny to me is like a blacked out Escalade coming up to my little crack house meemaw hobbit home.
Yeah.
In the middle of the day.
I didn't even think about that.
In this tiny town, and my neighbors are just probably looking out like, what is that? And it's a blacked out Escalade coming to pick me up. And I just get up in there with my little raggedy suitcase, and then I come back and the same car brings me back. And like there's some guy in a suit like helping me get on my thing. He's like pulling up. He's like, is this where you live? I'm like, yeah.
That's wild.
So it's really funny to me.
Yeah. Now leading into the road and the crazy part of what was your second half, really your whole year of 2025 just was bonkers. You seem to have really figured out the social media thing and showcasing who the hell Cassidy Daniels is, not only as a songwriter, as an artist, but as like the best friend that somebody could have.
Oh my gosh.
Talk about learning how to do those bits and your meemaw stuff and your witchy stuff and getting to be opinionated and voice yourself and having that vulnerability to showcase yourself in front of sometimes millions of people per video.
Yeah. I mean, I've really enjoyed it. At first, it was kind of just a shot in the dark type thing that every artist tries to do. I look at all my artist friends now, and there's a point that you can always see almost when you go back on their Instagrams and you see like these random ass videos are like, well, what was that from? And then it's got like a shit ton of views and stuff. It's been so funny because a lot of times I've just really been looking for a viral moment just to gain a following. That's what it started out with. It's like, okay, if I post consistently and find like a little niche, the followers are going to come with that. What I didn't realize is that not all of those followers from all of those niches are going to align with your music also.
Yeah.
So I had a video of me getting in a Waymo for the first time, and it got like over like 5 million views or something stupid. And it was literally just me getting in this like driverless Waymo. And I was like, what the hell is this? Like being a redneck per usual.
Yeah.
That shit goes mega viral. And all these people like don't really think to follow off of something like that. So yeah, I might have gotten a great big smash viral video, but it didn't really do anything for my music. So what I've learned really this year is how to narrow it to the people that want to find my music and then eventually that want to support it too. And the road helped that so much because we got all this professional content for our socials to push the show with. And that was a big selling point of doing the show too, because for me, I didn't really have a lot of shows going on. And even when you have shows going on, we all know how expensive it is to get a content guy out there to come shoot for you. But the road kind of did it for free, and it was like the best of the best. So we just really got good about posting it, and the most important thing is engaging with people too. Yeah. You can't just post it and ghost it, which sucks because sometimes I want to, because sometimes the comments are brutal. But you got to engage so it keeps driving it, especially after like that first hour or two of posting.
Yeah. What was the first video where you were like, oh shit, this is starting to... Was it like the crystals? Was it one of your Meemaw
It was
ramps?
probably Meemaw Fall. Meemaw Fall like blew up.
Meemaw Fall was big. Now was that 24 or 25?
I don't remember. I think 24. It was 24. And I didn't do it because there comes a time too where I was like, I don't want to pigeonhole myself into like the comedian route and not have anyone give a shit about my music. So I stopped doing them for a while, and then I missed it because I just like yapping and like talking. I mean, all my followers, I'm so happy that they're there. I want to yap with them. If I could yap with all of them, I would.
Yeah.
But I try to just keep it general and, just spread positivity, do something funny, man.
Yeah.
People have got to laugh. This world's so screwed up right now.
I agree. I agree 100%. But I think, especially with like showing people who you really are, a lot of your music reflects that as well. Like Trailer reflects that, like Heart Shaped Necklace reflects that. White Mustang, that reflects that, and I'm sure all this new batch that we'll talk about here in a sec will reflect that too.
God.
But I feel like there is something because you're making music for the people that come from where you come from, and people that you make them smile, or you make them cry, with the music, you know?
At the end of the day, I'm doing nothing but creating. It doesn't even matter what I'm creating. I'm creating something for my people that I love. Like, I think the road brought me my people. Everyone that, saw me on the road that really resonated with me found me on socials, and that's been so helpful, and it's been such a blessing. But for a while, just because it's so hard and it takes so long to get music out, I just needed something to kind of hold them over. So I was just posting all these silly videos and just fun. I was like, let's just make them laugh till we can make them cry with the music.
Tell me about these crystals.
Which ones?
Just are there multiple variety of?
They're always. I'm like, I don't have any.
No,
right
I don't
now.
think. Yeah, I don't think you brought any with you. I didn't ask you to bring any with you, but like,
I usually have them in my bra.
How do they?
I felt.
Because that's something like you talk about, like your little witchy, like hobbit house or whatever.
Oh my gosh!
But like, what do they do? Like, I'm genuinely asking like the crystal thing, like, because I know it's something that you're into, and a lot of people are into.
For me, I think there was a time in my life where it started as like a frequency that vibrates, and everything on Earth emits a frequency. And that frequency, have you ever heard the thing about like 432 hertz? How that's like the peaceful frequency for music?
I don't think so.
Okay, so there's this whole scientific study on how different frequencies affect the human brain.
Okay, makes sense.
So there was at one point where all of the instruments were tuned to a certain frequency that, was like, sounded like just love and peace and happiness and music. And then there's a conspiracy theory that in a lot of hip-hop music, there's certain things tuned to a certain frequency that, like, makes you want to rage, makes you want to, like, be rock and roll and go shit up.
Yeah.
And I think that stuff is so powerful. To me, with the crystals, I just was like, each of these supposedly emits a frequency. And this was honestly back in a time where I was really searching, doing some soul searching. I've always been a Christian. I still am.
Oh, yeah, very
but
much.
My God, have I had my spiritual struggles. And I got kind of like confused. There's a verse in the Bible that says even the rocks will cry out his name. So I'm like, rocks will cry out. Okay, crystals emit a positive frequency. Maybe they're correlated in a way. But really how it ended up in a very simple ending was just, I know this one's supposed to be for confidence. Carnelian's supposed to be for confidence. Cool. I'm going to bring it with me. And every time I look at it, I'm going to remember to be confident. Or, there's pyrite, which is supposed to bring money and abundance.
Yeah.
Nah. Every time I look at it now, whether the rock does something or not, I just think of it and manifest it and just assume it's already happened. And sometimes it does if it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's like a spiritual vitamin.
Yeah, it's like a little talisman, like that I can just look at and be like, okay, cool, we're cool. But I'm also, as much as I don't seem like a creature of habit, I've learned recently that I am.
Oh, you definitely are.
Yeah.
I've known that since I met you, girl.
And I never thought I was because I'm so moving around all the time. But the things that I do every single day, I always light incense every single day. I always lay out my crystals of the day that I want to set my intention for the day with every day. And I mean, it doesn't matter where I do that. I'll just always do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned over this year.
It's so important to have a routine, even when you're on the road and you're going through all the craziness. I remember touring, and I had my routine of even what I would get at Love's at 3 o'clock in the morning in the damn bandwagon. Like it helps to have that, especially with the crazy lives that we live being in this music world. Like,
I
have
learned.
so many people get up and have like a 9 to 5, which is great. It's great for people that want to do that, but for us, where it's very sporadic.
Yeah.
You got to try to have as much continuity as possible.
Continuity is exactly right. Like, and I feel like I learned that a lot on the road, on the show. Because I mean, we were out for 11 weeks, and we were
long time.
Hotel to hotel and hotel. I mean, I didn't think I was going to be out there that long because I thought I was going to go home, but lo and behold, here we were. And I mean, I figured out all these like little hacks just to like keep my sanity.
Yeah.
Like, a little coffee pastry combo in the morning goes so hard for your serotonin. Like,
yeah.
I would go on the thrift store on like our dark days were always Saturdays. So I'm going to go to the local thrift store. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Did you get some good finds when you were out there?
Oh my God. I found so many good things. It was so fun. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm going to it. The crew wasn't supposed to fraternize with the talent. But of course, you know me, I went out drinking with everybody. I went and did everything with everybody.
With everyone.
I fraternized it
The
up.
person checking the tickets at whatever venue you were at knew who you were or knew your voice from going over and introducing yourself.
Yeah, I'm like,
it's just what a Cassidy does.
I'm gonna holler at people.
Yeah.
But I used to go. So the stylists that work on the road, I got so close with them. They're the sweetest ladies ever. Shout out Susie and Tiffany. But we went thrifting, and it was so fun. And they found me so many good things. And honestly, they helped me really narrow down my style too, because God knows that style has been a struggle for me. And yeah, it was fun. We had a great time. I had my little habits that I did and who I did it with, and this year I learned a lot about who I am as a person.
Yeah, it seems like it was a big year of growth for you.
Oh, yeah.
Like it really was.
It had to be. There wasn't no option. What was I going to do? Revert? You know, it's
Yeah.
like you just got to keep moving forward, and shit, I ain't getting no younger.
Yeah, no, you're in a great freaking spot. How do you keep your mentals in a good spot? Because like you talked about, like, and I've known you through a lot of it where it's like you have ups and downs. Being in music or just life, it's like an ocean where there's a big wave and then there's a little wave and then you think the wave's going to hit the beach and then it doesn't. Like there's so much. Like how do you keep positive and keep the hope for now where you're at? Think about where you were like 2-3 years ago.
I say a prayer and take my meds, I guess. I mean, truly, God has been just such a big part of my life from the jump. I just kind of come to the conclusion that whatever he has planned for me will not happen, no matter what I do. I mean, because I've gotten to the point, I feel like, where my relationship with God is just so crystal clear in communication. Like, I know at this point, and some people might call it a gut feeling. For me, I know that it's very divine and anointed for me. And really, I mean, I talk to him all the time. I'm like probably like a schizophrenic if people could hear my thoughts. But like, I genuinely ask. You don't ask. You don't know until you ask. Yeah. And, you know, if I'm going into a business deal or a show that I'm, you know, not sure about, I literally just, you know, say a prayer about it and set my intention and kind of just wait for the answer to come. And it always, always, always does. It always works itself out. And knowing that I've got that kind of dialed in really helps my psyche a lot. Now, it ain't perfect. I'm still a psychopath. Like, I have my little manic meemaw episodes. Like, don't you worry.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just not as detrimental as they could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I could see me being a Britney Spears bald-headed with an umbrella, too. So, who knows?
I don't see that. You got a good enough support system. Nikki T and I included in that.
Y'all be like, don't let her.
That wouldn't happen. Now, you've been out and gone, bouncing around Texas and L.A. You've been back here in town for a while. Did I see you were hanging out with old crazy wild Greg at the midget wrestling? What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Oh, my God, no.
Did you end up going to the midget wrestling?
I did go to micro wrestling. That was
micro
my
wrestling.
thing.
Excuse me, micro wrestling. I'm sorry to my man, 25 Cent. I apologize. It is micro wrestling. 25 Cent. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know who I'm
him.
talking about.
I love him.
I met him at Pigfest this year in
gosh.
Hendersonville.
I'm such a fan of micro wrestling. Okay, so y'all, for those who don't know, it's the Micro Wrestling Federation.
The MWF. Yes.
And I love them so much. So we were there when Pinky and Psycho got engaged.
Wow.
History.
Big moment.
We were there for that. We were when we went to micro wrestling when it was here at the fairgrounds.
So I didn't go to that. That was
You
a
wasn't
Nikki.
there. It was us.
That was a
and
Nikki T adventure.
Nikki T adventure. Okay, yeah.
I think
so we were
Will
there for
might
that.
have been
The
with you guys.
Shackelfords were there.
Shackelford boys, yeah.
I texted them the other night when I went, and I was like, thinking of y'all, heart. And I sent them a picture. It was like Micro Jackson pile driving somebody.
Yeah.
But it's my favorite thing ever. They're truly like athletes. Sometimes I'm like, damn, y'all are like crazy. And shout out to Wild Greg and Lil Bit for getting us in.
Lil Bit.
Yeah.
I have yet to meet Lil Bit.
Dude, she's a bad bitch. I love her. I spent like $180 in merch. And I just got a new business manager too. So the first things that they're going to see on my statement is the Micro Wrestling Federation, $180. They're gonna be like, damn it, Cassidy. But yeah, support micro wrestling.
It looked like it was a good crowd there too.
It was
like
great.
Cahoots goes nuts for that stuff.
Dude, and it's not far from my house too. Little did I know my sister is like a consistent hood rat at Cahoots in Lebanon.
Oh no.
Peanut. She's
Peanut.
a hood rat.
What are you doing, Peanut?
She's the consistent hood
she's
rat.
all grown up now if she's hanging out
Dude,
there.
Oh yeah, she's like being a hood rat.
Sheesh.
So it was fun. It was like, honestly, her at Cahoots is the equivalent to me at the Rusty Nail.
Yeah, yeah.
And we walked in. I got drunk and I forgot my card. And at that place, they hold your card.
Yeah.
They don't give it back to you.
Old
So
school.
the next morning or the next day, I walked in and I was like, sorry, y'all. The micros got me. And they were like, I was like, well, I had a great time.
I think Cliffy D was there too, right?
Was he for real? I didn't
I think
see
he
him.
was I think he was DJing
Stop.
after or something.
Oh my God, I
The
should have
Chaos.
seen him. Like I said, I was laser focused on the actual wrestling
Yeah.
part.
Did you go to those when you were in Florida, or
I
is
mean,
that a Nashville?
That's
Has that
like,
been a thing since you've been up here?
I wasn't old enough to get in ever. So
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of and who out of my friend group in Florida would want to go to that? Nobody.
I don't know your friends. I don't know your Florida
I
friends.
got
I've
one
been
friend that
introduced-
would go. Shout out Carly. She would want to go. Actually, she may not want to. My best friend, I would make her go, and then she would love it.
Yeah.
But nah, like it's all who you go with on
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like I can make anything fun.
You can.
Like, it's-
you can.
But that you ain't got to do nothing. Like literally, we was just hooting and hollering and supporting the athletes, and I was like posting. I still got to post about it. Like I shout out, love Micro Wrestling Federation.
I
Support 'em.
see a music video in the future.
Oh
I don't
my
know what
God.
song it'll be,
Me neither.
but the micros will be involved.
It could be called Little Things.
Yeah. So talking about the new music,
Moving on.
how have you balanced the schedule here lately? Because I'm glad that I've got you in here. I know we've been working on trying to find
date, yeah.
a date and a time in the calendar that works for you to be on here, because you're not in Nashville like you used to be. You're
Yeah.
all over the map. So talk about being in Texas as much as you have, and then
Oh my gosh.
the trips to Hollyweird becoming like a spot that you're frequenting now for
They
work.
are. I never in a million years thought that I would be as much as I am, because I think people move to Nashville and they think, okay, it's the end all be all.
This
You're
is
gonna be
it.
here.
And then I'll go travel on the weekends and play
Yeah,
shows.
Exactly. But I started to realize from the road, from all the cities that we went to, there's so much good music to be discovered and created in places other than Nashville.
Yeah.
And Nashville is the end all be all for, the best players in one place and the best songwriters in one place and, all the industry that is here. But like this weekend, I had the privilege to go to H5 Ranch out in Round Mountain, Texas, which is outside of Austin. And this place was like how music was supposed to be created. Like, they had just this beautiful Texas hill country scenery. It's out in the middle of nowhere. You can walk for like a mile and still be on their huge property. There's longhorns walking around everywhere. It's like sunny and beautiful and just like awesome. And I wrote 5 songs in one day out there, because that's how music's supposed to be created, in a pretty place with people you love, and not in a tiny little office space with really bright like liminal light and just
Yeah.
like sucking the life out of you. I mean, you can make songs like that and create great music that way. I've created a lot of my favorite songs that way, but there's something different about being somewhere like Texas or LA, Maybe it's just me because I get seasonal depressive real bad from growing up in Florida.
Yeah.
And I mean, this past week when I was there, it was like the tundra here in Nashville. So I was like, why do I have to go home? because it was like 70 degrees and beautiful out there. But yeah, I've spent a lot of time in Texas. And really that's from working on Dutton Ranch too. They film outside of Dallas for the most part. So I've stayed in Dallas a lot. I've stayed in Fort Worth a lot. I'm starting to dip my toes into Austin because there's a lot of my favorite bands right now are from out there. So it's just cool as shit. And LA kind of is becoming one of those places for me that I'm finding a lot of work to do. And I really like that because, one, I just love meeting people and having friends everywhere. But I feel like in Nashville, everyone kind of already, they're like, oh, Cassidy Daniels, she's been here forever.
You've been here like 10 years now, right?
I've been here forever. And I feel like LA, they're like, oh, who's this Cassidy Daniels girl?
Yeah.
And it's fun because it's like, y'all don't know how crazy I am yet.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the work been like out there? You were talking about recording, right?
Yeah. So the first thing I did out there is I did a little cover of a song. I won't release it yet because I don't know when it's supposed to come out, but here's a hint. I did a Dolly Parton song for Red Bull, and Red Bull has become an integral part of my whole career at this point. They found me through The Road, and the final 3 of The Road won a $50,000 recording budget at Red Bull Studios in Santa Monica. One more brag on Gretchen Wilson. People don't know this. I think she got that $50,000 too, just as a thank you for being a part of the show. She gave it to Brittany Kellogg because Brittany was like the 4th person. Gretchen gifted it to her, and I'm like, oh, so cool.
Yeah.
Queen energy. But yeah, Red Bull sent us all this big budget to go record songs in, and I was like, shit, let's get it done. So we went out to Santa Monica, and this past week I cut 6 of my originals.
Wow.
I didn't even think we was going to get to 5, so I was elated that we got to 6, and John Osborne produced them, and John O found me on the road, on the second to last episode in Nashville. He heard me sing my song, What Have I Got to Lose? And we got in a right, and he was like, well, do you have a producer? And I was like, no, do you want to be? And my team really just worked it in and got with him and got him on board. And yeah, I couldn't do all this without my team. Dude, you asked how I'm like keeping track of this schedule. Literally Kate Shirley and Scott Bonds. That's it. They do everything for me because they just make sure that my only job's to show up, look good, and make good music.
Yes, and you got a booking agency now.
Ooh, I have a fancy booking agent. I'm so tickled about it. Yeah, Jay Williams picked me up, and Beth Hamilton, and it has been awesome so far. I mean, I've only gotten a few show offers yet because it's like a very, very new thing. Yeah. But they're so, no one ever says this, but I'm going to say it. They are so easy to work with. Usually booking agents are the opposite, but these guys really want me to play shows because they know that I will go crazy if I don't. And they want me to make money, which is, what? I make money doing music? What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and think about all the shows that you've booked for yourself.
Oh, my God.
Over the last 10 to 12 years.
I mean,
and now to have somebody in your corner that's actively going to do that and seek out opportunities for you and pick up the phone when folks all over the country, all over the world want to hear you play.
And someone as established as they are, too, is huge because, now the team is, Liz Rose Music and Jay Williams and Beth at WME and John Osborne producing, and that team alone is just and Taylor Sheridan in my corner too is insane. It doesn't feel real as the words are coming out of my mouth to tell you.
We all knew it was gonna happen at some point.
It's
honestly,
so
Nick, I've been saying that to you for years, homie. That it was gonna happen.
This is crazy.
Did I think it was gonna happen this way? No, I probably I wish I had bet on it on one of those Kalshi things where you can just bet on life events now. It's crazy for all degenerate gamblers out there. But no, we knew it was gonna happen at some point,
Gosh.
It's been bubbling up for a long time.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't really think it was gonna be all this fast too.
Yeah, once like Luke Combs says and Jordan Walker says, when it rains, it pours. It started dripping, and then we're just stuck in a monsoon right now, and it's coming down.
I mean, it's great. It's everything I've ever wanted, and now it's just like my team has locked into place. Everything just clicked for everybody all at once. And I mean, it's like a well-oiled machine at this point. I'm excited to see how the shows are gonna be coming up in the spring. I'm playing a lot of big shows. I've got Hondo coming up in New Orleans, which I've never been to New Orleans. I'm going to Mardi Gras this weekend, so I'm gonna test the waters.
Oh boy. The
But
content is going to be elite.
I may have to put them away because ain't no telling what I'll be doing. I might have to be like, cameras.
So New Orleans is a spooky place, so make sure you're decked up in your crystals.
I'm already like, I'm kind of tripping because I've heard of people going down there and like people getting like cursed and shit. I'm like, what the hell?
That's where the voodoo stuff exists. Yeah. They sell voodoo dolls at the airport.
Sick.
It's wild.
I mean, I think that stuff's cool.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, it is. It is cool.
I not mess with it, but it's cool.
You're going to come back with a whole voodoo doll collection.
I'm going to be like, hey, want to buy a voodoo doll?
You're going to be the plug in town.
Oh, my gosh. No, I'm excited. Yeah, so I'm playing at Hondo in New Orleans. Get this. It's going to be so fun. So I'm playing outside. I think I'm opening for Neil McCoy, I think it is.
Nice.
And I'm singing the anthem at the rodeo, and then Skinnerd's playing.
Oh, that's perfect.
Skinnerd, people may not know Skinnerd, like Johnny Van Zant helped me get into music. Like he was a huge mentor to me when I was really young. And I texted him. I was like, hey, JVZ, I'm going to be at Hondo in New Orleans. And he's like, immediately hits me back. He's like, let me know when you are. It'd be so good to see you. Maybe we'll come out and watch your set. And I'm like, I would die if I was on stage and there's like Skinnerd side stage watching me and Revelry play. Yeah. I'm like, this will be crazy. So we're debuting all new songs. We're debuting my friends Revelry. They're going to be my badass band.
Yeah.
And dude, it's going to be just baller. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, that's going to be sick. When is that?
That's going to be April. April, I think early April 10th maybe. But yeah, I've got those shows. I've got like some great festivals and like places in Florida I'm playing. I'm looking forward to getting out on the road and living like my best Fleetwood Mac ass dreams. Like just like touring with my band. I'm not going to sleep with none of them or nothing, but like just touring with my band, having a good time, being rock stars.
And talk about the Revelry guys, because they are your brothers. They're guys that have looked out for you downtown, that have looked out for you and played with you and been there for what seems like most of the steps that you've gone through over the past few years.
Oh my gosh, I love them. So I started off as a fan. The first time I saw them was at Raised Rowdy back when we were at Losers.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing them all walk in and I was like, who the hell is that? I was like, who is that? Because they just look like they come straight out of 1981.
Yeah.
You know, like they're just long-haired, like they look very Skinner-esque.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of their music. Zach's voice is one of my favorite male voices in town. It's like a redneck Bob Seger. It's my favorite thing in the world. And really the whole band has been champions of mine. Like I love playing shows with them. We drove 12 hours to go play a show in Detroit, and we drove 12 hours back the same night. So I know I can be on the road with them, and the majority of it is I'm just a fan of them, and they love me. I love them. So why would we not make music together on the road? You know, it's going to be great. So they've got some really cool stuff coming up on their own too this year. So you may see me singing with them a little bit.
Nice.
And they'll be playing for me a little bit. And it's just we're trying to do like the Ron Stat Eagles thing, man. Like, just help each other. What's good for the goose is good for the gander type thing.
Good for the goose is good for the gander. I like that.
Or the gander. Or what's good for the gander is good for the goose. What is it?
I've never heard of either of those.
Oh, I think it's a goose.
You're getting Meemaw on me, right? You're getting Meemaw on me. Another thing I wanted to touch on. Talk about growing up as in that army brat family, and like the traveling that you did, and like the upbringing that you had, and just how supportive your parents have been, and you watching what your dad did as you were growing up, and now they've got to be elated to see you living your dream right now.
My parents are my biggest supporters, and they're also my biggest critics.
Yeah. Well, someone's got to keep you in line too.
I'm so glad I have my family too, because like, I have like one little thing happen and I'll like be some type, like, okay, so the car come in to pick me up at my house, the blacked out Escalade. I'm like, I'm getting in my car. My sister will be like, all right, Hollywood. Like, they keep me grounded, and it's incredible. Growing up, Army was really such a God thing in my life. Like, you couldn't have bred a more perfect lifestyle for a future musician, because like, I can sleep anywhere, I can live anywhere, I can be happy anywhere, because you had to. If I can be happy at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, I can be happy anywhere. So, and I've loved Fort Campbell. So I mean, just I think the discipline aspect that comes with being an Army brat, and the hard work that you witness all around you all the time, is something that I will never ever take for granted, because that's takes all the grit that you need to be in the music industry. And it was really spoon-fed to me with Army propaganda growing up. So I mean, it worked really well to my favor. The Army was really good to us. I'm so proud of my parents too. Like, my dad was Special Forces, and my mom was a child abuse sex crimes detective. So ask me how my dating life is. So, but I mean, having two badass parents like that is so good. Like, you can't, there's nothing I could say where my parents would be like, oh, poor baby, ever.
Yeah.
They'd be like, I was in the trenches in Grenada in 83. And I was like, damn, I can't complain about the hors d'oeuvres at my at my green room, you know?
Yeah.
So it's good. They keep me grounded. They are my biggest supporters, and they're so proud too. It's been so fun.
As they should be. We're all proud of you, sis. Like, now, what are the big goals for this year? I know the show's looking like it's coming out in the spring.
Yeah. Okay, so Dutton Ranch, coming out, I think May. Who knows? April,
Somewhere,
May, June,
sometime this year.
That's gonna be crazy. I think I'm on the first and the second episode.
Wow.
So it's so fun. And then to be determined, I guess. I've got shows coming up. My goal this year, just for like me personally, is just to really lock in my live show. It's a different ball game now, because I'm not playing like little stages around town anymore. I'm not playing like, I mean, I guess I kind of locked in. It was really easy to lock in on the road, because that band was like insane, and we also only had like a minute and 30 seconds to do so there wasn't really much to learn. You know, so doing like hour-long 30-minute sets, whatever. I just really want to lock in and streamline it, and new music. That's the biggest thing.
When can we expect that? Because last song we got from you was Trailer. And a lot has happened since you were recording that song and then putting that out. So when are we thinking?
I'm trying to drop an album. There's going to be singles that come before the album. Yeah. But for me, the end goal is the Cassidy Daniels album. And really, I mean, I don't even have an answer. I think it's going to be within the second quarter of the year will be the first single. But I'm just coming from a place now where I'm hearing everything that we recorded this week, and I'm like, what's going to be the first single? It's all so good.
Now, with your voice and your vibe and like kind of the world that you've lived in musically, you live in so many different boxes. So what are we thinking? Is this album going to be a little bit of a taste of all of it? Or is it more in that blues, more in that southern rock, more in that mainstream? Because you can fit in so many different boxes. That's always been one of our favorite things about you.
Thank you.
So what kind of tee it up for me a little bit?
What I could say, there's truly nothing like it. There is nothing for me to even compare it to. Like, at first I was like, okay, it's kind of giving like a Whiskey Myers Black Crowes thing, but now it's giving like, it's got some hints of like Carter Faith in there. It's got some hints of Ashley McBryde in there. Like, there's literally nothing to compare it to, because it's gritty, it's me, it's bluesy, but it's country, it's cornbread too. And I mean, it's rockin'. It's never not going to be rockin'. I mean, it's just, it's hints of everything, but can be compared to nothing out there. So everything will sound familiar, but you're not going to be able to like put your finger on it. You're going to be like, that's kind of sound like What Have I Got to Lose sounds like The Who at the beginning.
Yeah. What's John O like in the studio?
Oh, he's the best.
Because he's somebody I remember growing up going to concerts, like going and seeing him and TJ doing shows.
Oh, dude.
Like he's a legend.
Yeah, he is the best. The first time I met John O, I sat outside. I got hooked up to do a ride. Not the first time I met him, the first write that I had with him, because I met him for the first time on the road. And the first time I wrote with him after the road, I showed up at his studio, Pine Box here in Nashville. And I heard him inside playing guitar. And anyone that don't know this, John O's like one of the best guitar players.
Just ripping.
Oh my God. Like
chilling
in
the
town.
studio, yeah.
And I showed up at the studio. I hear him playing guitar through the door. And I'm like, oh, he's just like, he's practicing. Cool. Like, I'll just let him do his thing. When he stops, or hits a wrong note, I'll knock. I stood there for like 17 minutes because that dude just like solo, didn't miss a note the entire time. And like every time he like kind of stopped, I'd be like, go to knock, and he'd be like, he'd just like go in. It was so funny. And I was like, you probably saw me on the Ring camera like this. Like, oh my God. But yeah, he's one of the best. And in the studio, oh my God, I've never had a man in the industry. There's my phone. I've never had a man in the industry listen to me as a producer the way that he does.
Really?
And that probably doesn't sound like much to him, like, if I were to say that or whatever, but it's everything to me, because there was a period of time, where I was writing with Lori McKenna recently in the Love Junkies. I was writing with Lori, Liz, and Hillary. And I had this realization. I was talking about, some demos and track guys in town and stuff. And I was like, we're getting good songs lyrically, but like they just don't get what it needs to be. And people, they just don't. And Lori cut me off and she said, they don't listen to you, do they? And I was like, damn, if that's happening to Lori McKenna, of course it's going to happen to me. And Jono just simply does not allow it. Like, he is so kind and so open to ideas. Like, if I put out an idea that he doesn't love, he'll be like, okay, I won't die on that hill. He's like, but I don't know if it needs to be. He's like, let's try it and see what happens. And then, like, there was one point in the studio where I was like, hey, let's put this here. And he was like, no, let's put it on all of the choruses. And so they put it on all the chorus, and it sounded better the way that I'd said it. So Jono stops the tape, says to the band, he goes, hey guys, Cassidy was right, let's do it in these spots only. And then he turns around to me and he says, hey, you were right, let's do it this way. And just, that sounds like such a stupid thing to be like elated over, but to me it makes me feel so safe in a place where I'm putting my heart and soul and songs into birth, basically. And
I think that might be the artist part of him, where he's been,
yeah.
I'm sure he remembers coming up and wanting to have a say and stuff. And
with Jay Joyce.
Yeah, right, right.
With Jay Joyce, so I couldn't imagine. And yeah, he's so kind. He's got kiddos too, and his wife Lucy writes songs with me, and she's also a huge champion of mine. Like, it just shows kind people are kind everywhere.
Yeah.
And to me, that matters the most. Where it matters the most is in music and in creating these songs, especially the songs that people are about to hear on this record. If there was a how-to Cassidy Daniels, it would be this record. So that's why it's so important for me, for it to be me and for it to be like true and authentic to who I am. And he gets the vision. He got the vision like that when we first collaborated. And the sound is so locked in now, and he's the best ever. I just love working with him. That's
awesome. Now, thinking back to a few years ago, there obviously you've had like the ups and downs and figured this thing out. Think back to one of those downs. What's something you would tell that girl in her little witchy hobbit house? Little witchy redneck hobbit house that's down on herself and being like, damn, I've been in town so long. I've been grinding since I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
Is this going to work? Knowing what you know now, what would you tell that girl if you could go back in time?
I would tell her it only works as long as you don't doubt that it's not gonna.
Yeah.
So like, or maybe I didn't say that right. It only works if you don't doubt it. And like, there was something about what Hardy said. He did a speech on either like CMAs or ACMs or something. And he had that little piece of paper, remember he had where the guy said, quit now. He was saying something like, there is no plan B. And I was thinking about that, this past week. I'm like, damn, dude, if this don't work, I'm really screwed because I don't know how to do nothing else. Like, I'm like, but there is no plan B. I would tell her, if you have a little smidge of doubt, keep that shit buried down and don't let nobody see it. Because if they do, they're going to doubt the product. And on top of that, you know, just be steadfast, keep your head down and keep working. And I would probably say never go against your gut again. Like, that was a big thing for me, a lesson that I had to learn on the road. Because I knew in my gut on that very last show not to do 2 rock songs that they're rhyming. And I knew it, and I let other opinions talk me into it. And that was the final reminder that I needed to always, always, always go with your gut.
Yeah.
Like, and I never will not ever again. And I'm going to be insufferable about it. Like, promise.
Yeah. You're the boss, you know?
I'm going to be like crazy. But I mean, it's true. My gut's never steered me wrong. There's never been a time where I've gone against my gut and not regretted it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd tell her, keep on. Stick to your gut.
Stick to your gut.
Stick to your gut and
yeah,
your guns.
Yeah, and you are the CEO. You are the girl in the driver's seat. Like, you do what you want to do, you know? Like, it's important to have that realization.
It's more rock and roll that way, too.
It is.
That's how music's supposed to be.
Yes,
made.
100%. Well, sis, I appreciate you coming on here and hanging out. I'm glad we were finally able to do this.
Yeah, me too.
And I cannot wait for this new music to come out. I am so freaking ready.
Dude, I am too. I'll play you a little smidge.
Please do. Please
I will.
do. Awesome.
Thank you,
Well,
guys.
y'all be sure to look up our girl Cassidy Daniels. Be on the lookout. Dutton Ranch coming out at some point this year. Coming out, looks like in the spring. And then be on the lookout for the new music that'll be coming. If you're looking for a great rodeo event to go to, the Hondo Rodeo going on in April down in New Orleans. And people can go to the website, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Check out. Be on the look. It's going to be awesome to see all those tour dates just start filling in. And I can't wait to get out there and watch you and the Revelry Boys play a show. It's
Y'all are always welcome.
It's going to be so full circle for Nikki T and I to see you out there.
Crazy.
It's going to be freaking awesome. Well,
Thank you.
Appreciate you, sis. Shout out to our friends from Surfside. Going to send Cass home with an 8-pack. No bubbles, no troubles. It is not a seltzer. It is a Surfside, damn it. Delicious vodka-infused lemonade, iced tea, green tea. They got the new flavor of lemonade, the blueberry lemonade coming out. All kinds of good stuff going on in the Surfside world. And for more on us, visit RacerRowdy.com. For my girl Cass, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.
I ain't never been the kind for staying one place for too long. I ain't never been the best at saying I love you to a girl I love. Only got a couple tricks up my sleeve. They usually just make 'em leave.